Hi everyone, welcome back to Free Size English. So today I'm going to show you how to keep learning English during a holiday week when you have a lot of family gatherings, events and traveling, and you can't really stick to your usual study routine like in normal weeks. So this week I can only manage to study 3 lessons focusing on daily activities like food, health and cleaning. After that, I had to travel from place to place for the holiday, and I spent most of my time relaxing, recovering my energy and meeting up with family and friends. So I couldn't continue with my IELTS writing practice and other parts of my regular schedule. However, it's important to remember, even during busy weeks, we should never skip our practice completely. We just need to shorten the content while still keeping the habit going. For example, this week I decided to do a review of the daily activity lessons I have learned over the past few weeks. So from these lessons, I have picked out some key points and useful expressions that I need to keep in mind. So here, the summary clip that you can watch. Let me go through them with you now.
And we're gonna poach the pork belly. While we wait for the pork belly to poach, we're gonna make our hot honey. So after 10 minutes, I'm taking the first fry out and then I'm bringing the heat up to 450. I'm gonna take this hot honey and brush it right onto the pork belly.
And I'm ravenous. If this wasn't here, I would have tucked into that sweet box by now. I was thinking, what can I munch on as soon as I get home? When you occupy your mouth, but you're not actually hungry.
I wasn't even planning on using the Fasta pasta for dinner tonight. The pasta, and I left a little water in the bottom. It's looking starchy. Don't worry, I just added a little bit more water and loosen up the sauce.
Cover it in salt, but it has that dry edge flavor that I was going for, because then it kind of, gets rid of that special feeling. I have to slurp it so I don't burn my tongue.
This is my go-to veggie recipe when I make dinner for myself. Either pluck these pieces off. I like to just keep them on because it's edible. Some garlic slices. Then we're gonna line this up. Sprinkle our garlic pieces throughout. Also add in some lemon zest. Squeeze a lemon right over the top.
We're gonna start off with an ice cold Dr. Pepper. This way it stays nice and cold as I'm eating and the ice doesn't melt and dilute the drink. It's so hot that it split. Well, it doesn't have a lot of dough going on.
5 to 6 cloves of garlic. Mince about 2 to 3 tablespoons of shallots. Cover and let it marinate for 30 minutes. Drop in your quail eggs. After 4 minutes, take out the quail eggs and shock it in ice water. Caramelize 3 tablespoons of brown sugar.
And you really want to get everything out of your lemon, packed with vitamin C, so that it can really spread in the water. And the most important part is to not only drink the water, but also to eat everything that's inside of the water.
Pretty much everybody that I treat with EDS sleeps the same way. And usually what I hear is they lay on their belly, you get a nice long body pillow in between your legs, and you're gonna wake up in so much less pain. I promise. You're also getting fed by your parents every single night for dinner. When you haven't run a mile in the past 3 years, that you can go back to running 13. Giving your cells a stimulus to fight.
You're gonna inhale through your nose and exhale through your mouth. You're gonna stand on your tiptoes and then drop down. You're gonna tap the top of your head for 30 seconds.
I worked so hard to lose belly fat. Your legs are gonna be out. You're gonna drive those knees towards your chest and back down. He's gonna go all the way in. Don't forget, squeeze your ass.
We're gonna go on all fours here. We're gonna be pushing up against the ground and tucking your tailbone in and tucking your chin in. You're gonna stick the butt out and look up. And you're gonna kind of go back and forth there.
Have you heard of the second brain, which is the brain in the gut? It has 100 million nerves on it, and it controls a lot of our digestive system. This digestive brain can communicate to this central nervous system brain. We stimulate this second brain, and it dictates a lot of the emotions that we might be feeling on a regular basis.
I apologise in advance for the filth in this well overdue bathroom clean. These little brushes worked an absolute treat on the grout, but the pumice stone got rid of every last bit.
Want to know my secret to clean floors? My personal favorite concoction is, and then I let it sit for about 30 minutes to an hour. I also like to disinfect the mop stick as well, and I also use a sponge that I don't care for to scrub it away. Once the time has passed, I like to mimic the washing machine and wring out the mop head. Now you're ready to mop your floors again. You're just going to end up spreading around all that bad mojo It is the same exact premise with cleaning. Everything is a drag, everything is fresh, and we're ready to start anew. Today we're tackling the cabinets and the baseboards. I was a little unsure of which product I wanted to use, but then settled on this lemon fabuloso because I've been obsessing over the fresh scent lately. Anyways, I am going to be using my Swiffer dry mop for this, and it didn't take much elbow grease either.
After reviewing the phrases and patterns I have learned, I also looked back at what happened in my life and work before the holiday. Then I wrote a short diary entry about it in English. I will show you what I wrote and how I speak it out loud. Value can arise from non-human entities too, from the earth itself, if we choose to look deeper and reconnect with it. Soil has been here long before us, formed over millions of years, silently witnessing the changes of this planet that no human has ever seen. Geotechnical laboratories create value from soil by assessing its strength and its ability to bear the weight of our buildings and dreams. But beyond construction, soil serves us in countless other ways, spiritually, recreationally, and culturally. Yet, seeing true value in soil is no easy task. It requires a process of refinement, almost painful in its persistence, much like turning rough stones into diamonds. Only those who endure long enough, who can stay through the struggle, can finally see the treasure that the earth always held. Currently, there is a clear hierarchy within the lab team. Some mid-level managers tend to protect the lab's internal power and resist the influence from other departments in the company. However, UNIO staff often feel pressured by company policies and seek support from external departments, leading to internal disunity. Team members tend to react emotionally and prioritize short-term benefits such as temporary contracts, allowances, and waste disposal opportunities. Meanwhile, lab leadership focuses on long-term strategies, but due to a lack of effective communication channels, their good intentions are often misunderstood by staff. Several new ideas, such as recycling waste materials, are seen by lab leaders as a potential way to enhance the lab's position, reduce costs, and generate additional revenue. However, due to the current lack of internal consensus without clear communication and coordination, these initiatives risk being misunderstood as private projects or threats to existing interests. It's important to strengthen the role of a connector between different levels in the lab to ease tensions and promote mutual understanding. When proposing new ideas, it's wise to position them as contributions to the lab's collective development rather than personal initiatives to avoid triggering power or interest conflicts. All plans should be tactfully framed around a theme of cost reduction and added value for the lab to gain broader acceptance. So this week marked an important shift in how I see friendships. I realized I have been holding on to the image of friends from the past, while in reality things have changed. Some people I once considered close have shown their true colors, like choosing personal gain, siding with the crowd, or avoiding responsibility rather than standing firm on loyalty and friendship. I also came to see that I haven't been naive. I have overlooked things. I have forgiven, and I have waited for them to change. But that change never came. Some of them once had the potential they were strong, but now they choose weakness, avoidance, and they can't even face what they owe me, emotionally and even materially. Now I understand more clearly. Forgiveness is mine to give, but clarity and fairness are my right to demand. Relationships can't survive on nostalgia or emotions alone. They must be built on mutual respect and balance in the present. Finally, I have accepted that, even though I wish others could rise to the next level with me, the truth is, not everyone has the strength to overcome themselves. So those with enough courage and loyalty will find their way back to me when they're ready. And that's how I managed to keep learning English during a holiday week, even though I was packed with other activities and stuff. If you find this method helpful, feel free to try it out during your busy weeks too. Good luck with your studies, and I'll see you in the next lesson. Bye for now.